Hey, Down with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray, publisher of zoneofgenius.com. I'm an entrepreneur, started 5 companies, sold 3 companies, authored 5 books, and so much more. And today is a special edition of The Rundown with Ramon. Now, often on The Rundown with Ramon, I ask you for 30 minutes of your time to give you the top 10 tips you need to live your best life or start or grow your business. Today's a special episode of The Rundown with Ramon, and we're going to talk about the power of gratitude. We're going to talk about the power of gratefulness and how that in itself can improve our lives in so many ways. Before I jump into this episode today, I want to play to you a quick video, short video that I recently did, which will set the stage for being grateful. Check this out. I think sometimes it's the smallest things we can be grateful for. I was thankful for 2 things just now. One, I looked down at my floor and saw the water was out, this size water. And I went to the garage and brought out that size water and then the gallon water. And I was just thinking, man, one, Lord, thank you for the health I have to go downstairs, come upstairs, walk up and down the stairs. Thank you for that health. And then second, you know how many people in the world can't just go to a garage and get another jug of water? They got to wait for an airdrop from the U.S. military, wait for UNICEF, maybe even people, not maybe, for sure, even people in the USA who have to think carefully before they get a bottle of water and spend that dollar. I'm so thankful. Thank you, Lord. So here's my point. Here's my question to you. What are you grateful for? I get this episode, give credit here to my buddy, Phil Gerbishek, who's an amazing sales coach and more. And you can check him out at Phil Gerbishek. Phil Gerbishek, you can Google his name and check him out. So this episode, these ideas come a lot from him, but gratefulness, I think, and gratitude is something that we can all express. And I want to dive into that today to give us some things to think about, because I'm a firm believer that we can all use just a bit more of gratefulness or thankfulness. I don't know about you, but sometimes I even go to my refrigerator and I'm saying, wow, I got 2 different kinds of bread. I got different kinds of cheese. I got different types of milk, different types of coffee in the Keurig machine. And not that we have to think about how bad other people have it for us to be grateful, but I do think it has a level set for us. It gives us a standard that we can say, you know what? Maybe I don't have to be so selfish. Maybe I don't have to quite be like this, and I can be more grateful. But sometimes we would be asking, well, how are we more grateful? How can we be more grateful? What can we do? And I thought some of the insights and tips today from Phil Gerbishek could help us with that. There's many different people that talk about gratefulness and thankfulness and etc. Maybe today we can get some tips from my friend Phil Gerbishek. So one thing he talks about is the power of the pause. Now, the video I showed you earlier where I was thankful for the water, it was because I was just sitting in my kitchen and I was looking around and I had just a sense of thankfulness, a sense of gratefulness that I have. And sometimes it is indeed that pause. Sometimes indeed it is just that sitting down and looking around and thinking that gives us the power of the pause that we can think. A lot of that pausing has to do with breathing, and you can breathe differently, inhale. But the thing is the power of acknowledgement. Do you acknowledge just what you're grateful for? Do you take in that breath? Oftentimes that breathing helps, especially when you're stressful, just to be peaceful and sit at rest. So I think one element of gratefulness is to put our mind in the right framework to be grateful, that we're not rushing here and there, rushing to and fro, but we just pause just a bit to be a little bit extra grateful. The Sunrise Shuffle. And again, this is not from Phil Gerbishek. Look him up. I want to give him credit for this. But we put together some things that may help you keep in mind. Start your day with a 5-minute walk. Appreciating the beauty of nature, fresh air, and a new beginning. Sometimes being grateful just starts with the elements where we're at. If you live in an urban place and you're in the train all the time, or you're in a highway, even if you're in the suburbs, Sometimes it's good to go outside and just to enjoy nature, even be thankful for nature. There's some people right now who don't have even quietness and the breeze and the sunshine and the water and the dirt under their feet around them. Some people don't have that. So just appreciating nature, getting close to nature. People say I should have the studies in front of me. I don't, but sometimes just putting that bare feet on the ground can be a great way to relax the mind and to think a bit different. Again, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. If you just joined, talking about the power of gratefulness today, a special edition of the Rundown with Ramon. As you're watching here, DM me, type of whatever the platform you're looking at. What's something that you're grateful for? You can connect to me on Instagram, Ramon Ray Smart Hustle. DM me on other platforms. What are you grateful for today? And maybe you have to pause. Maybe you want to get outside and just be more grounded. The thank you body ritual. As you shower, express gratitude for each body part that functions, fostering self-love and appreciation. How many times do we pause and reflect and just be grateful for what we have? Just be grateful that we can function. I think I mentioned this in the other video I shared, the first video. Just that I was so grateful I could run up and down the stairs and get water. Not only to have the water, not only to have a supply, not only to have it so close, but by the fact that my body is healthy enough that I can go get it. Some people's bodies aren't healthy enough. They can't go get the water. But I can. I did. I do. So that's something we can all be grateful for. Just the fact that we have body parts that are working. And if your body part's not working, maybe you have an arm that's not quite working. Maybe you have a leg that's not quite working. I have friends of mine that have served in the military, or for other reasons, their legs have been amputated. I'm sure there's something you can find yourself to be grateful for. Just to be thankful for what we have, it can be a powerful, powerful force moving forward here. The coffee cup contemplation. Before your first sip, savor the aroma. My favorite is Cafe Bustelo. Acknowledge the effort to get it to you and appreciate the energy boost. Now, some of you may not drink coffee, and that's okay. The principle here is how can we more express gratefulness? These are rituals we often do. Many people, not all of you, but many people may drink a cup of coffee in the morning. As you sip that cup, can you pause and reflect? And maybe coffee is not your thing. Maybe it's just water. As you sip that water, can you pause and think and reflect on the day ahead, on the present moment, on what's happened, and take that coffee cup as a mental ritual to be thankful? It'd be surprising what you can do, the things that will trigger your mind and body as you're thankful. The challenge, the grumble game. When negativity arises, counter it with 3 things you're grateful for, shifting your entire perspective. Think about that. Negativity is part of our human existence, unfortunately. Sometimes we get negative. We don't feel so great sometimes. But when that happens, when you begin to feel that little angst, begin to feel that inside, maybe that's the time to say, you know what? Yeah, my car just got rear-ended. That sucks. That's not good. But you know what? I'm safe. Things are okay. Things could have been worse for me. My family's okay. At least I have insurance. At least the police came and we're safe. Maybe somebody else in your situation doesn't have that fortune. So even as negativity comes, I should say, replace it with 3 positive things. The post-meal mindfulness. Again, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. I'm glad you're here today for a special edition of the Rundown with Ramon as we focus on the power of positivity, as we focus on the power of being thankful, as we focus on the power of being grateful, focus on the power of slowing down just a bit to express gratefulness and be thankful. So the post-meal mindfulness. Before clearing your plate, appreciate the nourishment, the company, if you have company, and the ability to enjoy a meal. That's a blessing, and that's a powerful thing in itself. Just the fact that we can get together, just the fact that we can sit in a shared table, and this may not be you everything. Maybe you're living right now as you're hearing the sound of my voice in a jacked up situation, in a situation you have no control over, and something that may not be so good, but you can still express gratefulness. As you're sitting down with that meal, look left and right. Be thankful for the people, if you can, who are with you. Be thankful that you have food to eat. Be thankful that maybe in your case, you can even go get seconds. But we can definitely all express more thankfulness, more gratefulness for the lives that we have. Be thankful, be grateful. All right, moving forward, I hope you're enjoying this special edition of the Rundown with Ramon. I hope you are. I'm a grateful person. I've learned to be thankful. The traffic light thankful challenge. During your commute, use red lights to think of loved ones, yellow lights to list things you're grateful for, and green lights to move forward with positivity. These are all small, little, simple things that you can do in your life to have a bit more gratefulness. So when the light's red, every red light you pass today or tomorrow in your vehicle, use that to think of your loved ones. I think of my sisters. I think of my nieces, my nephews, my wife, my children. As you're at that red light, as the car's idling, the engine running, or if you're an EV, the battery quietly sitting there. But think about your loved ones, those past, those present. Maybe is there any loved one that you need to go back to and apologize to and say, I'm sorry for? But use those red lights to think of your loved ones. Yellow lights, think about the things you're grateful for. Beyond your relatives. And the green lights, be positive. Think positive thoughts. This may sound a bit hokey. This may sound a bit weird, but I promise you, the more and more you practice gratefulness and thankfulness, the better your life will be. And again, if you're just joining, this is a special edition of the Rundown with Ramon. The gratitude jar grab draw. Fill a jar with gratitude notes that you'll be writing throughout the day. On tough days, draw one for an instant mood boost. That's innovative. So you got a jar, fill it with all kind of things throughout the day that you're grateful for. And then on the tough days you're having, when things aren't going so well for you, when things aren't going so right, take one of those notes out, one of the things you're grateful for, and draw it to have an instant mood boost. Wow. Sometimes drawing, the connectivity to the brain and the hand, can help us get through things that we didn't know we did. The remember when reflection. Recall a past challenge you overcame, appreciating your strength, resilience, and the lessons learned. This is interesting. Sometimes we think that we don't want to go back to the past. Why? Because we think going back to the past may bring up negative, bad memories. But sometimes those very challenges that we've gone through can remind us how resilient we were or are, can remind us how far we've come, can remind us how good we have it. The power of thinking back where we've been and being resilient. This is powerful. This is powerful. Again, if you're just joining me, this is the Rundown with Ramon, a special edition. I'm so glad you're here today, because if you weren't here today, it'd be very, very lonely. But I'm a very grateful person, having started 5 companies, sold 3 companies, authored 5 books, and done some pretty cool things in life. I like every once in a while to remind myself and remind us all the amazing, amazing power of us being grateful. The tiny treasures hunt. Take a walk and find small wonders like unique leaves, colorful flowers, or interesting textures, fostering appreciation for everyday beauty. Going back to that aspect of being outdoors, taking a walk, enjoying nature, and looking at the small wonders of life. Looking at the trees around you, the birds around you, The little bugs may be around if you can take it. The blades of grass, smelling the air. These are all things that we pass and rush by day by day by day by day by day. But my thought today in the special edition of the Rundown with Ramon, maybe it's time that we all have just a bit more gratefulness and thankfulness. I challenge us all in that. Don't just rush by nature the next time. Slow down, and observe it and be grateful for it. The random acts of kindness mission. Do something kind for somebody, witnessing the joy it brings and nurturing your own grateful heart. There is nothing like doing something for somebody altruistically, expecting nothing back in return, and you're just doing it just because you can. That's a powerful way to bring joy in somebody's heart. I remember recently I was on an airplane, and this is not quite that example, but I got a thank you card from United Airlines here. 30-year card saying, Ramon, thanks for flying with us for 30 years. It made me feel special. It made me feel good. Now, it's a little different. They were thanking me for something I did. Random act of kindness. Just maybe you don't know the person. The person's not expecting it. They don't deserve it. They didn't do anything for you, but you just decided to delight them and make their day happy. I encourage you to do that on a regular basis. Maybe it's paying groceries for the person behind you. Maybe it's paying groceries for the person in front of you. Maybe it's giving somebody an extra bus token or bus fare ride. Maybe it's just calling somebody and telling them that you appreciate them. Many different things that we can do in our life to express that random acts of kindness. Unexpected, undeserved, unannounced, unprogrammed, no agenda. We just decide to do it just because. Curious, have you ever done that before? Google, or rather, DM me on Instagram. DM me on Instagram, Ramon Ray Smart Hustle. DM me the keyword acts of kindness, or find me on LinkedIn or Twitter or other platforms, and let me know what you've done to delight somebody specially in a day. Moving forward with a special edition of The Rundown with Ramon. The gratitude shower visualization. Imagine gratitude washing over you like cleansing water, releasing negativity and leaving you feel renewed. Most of us like a nice shower. I happen to not be a shower guy, surprisingly. I don't like showers. But most people like a good shower, to get in that water and feeling it good over their bodies. As you do that, what if it was gratitude? What if you closed your eyes and you were in the shower next time, or the bath next time, and that was gratitude washing over you? How does that make you feel? Gratitude washing over your body. Isn't that nice feeling already? To have the feeling of gratitude, the feeling of thankfulness, the feeling of appreciation. Sometimes we can have the anxiousness wash over us, nervousness wash over us. But man, when we're grateful, when we're thankful, that's a powerful thing as well. The before sleep blessings count. List 3 to 5 things you're grateful for that happen today, drifting off to sleep with a peaceful heart. There's something about setting yourself up for success as you go to bed. Something about setting yourself up for success so that as you close your eyes at night, not only are you going to sleep with good thoughts, but I dare say you'll wake up with good thoughts. Set your mind right for the next day. Encourage friends or family to practice daily gratitude with you, holding each other accountable and boosting motivation. Encourage friends or family to practice daily gratitude with you, holding each other accountable and boosting motivation. There's nothing like being around people that are also gratitude, also thankful people. And there's nothing worse than being around a bunch of people who are not thankful and don't have gratitude. But it's good to surround yourself with people who have that same ethos as you have and who are grateful. Hold your friends accountable that they should be more grateful. Ask them to hold you accountable to make you be more grateful. The remember why, or remember your why anchor. Reflect on your deeper reasons for practicing gratitude, reminding yourself of the positive impact it creates in your life. Gratitude is an anchor. Gratitude is an anchor of life that sometimes can protect us against the storms of life. But to do that well, we should reflect on the deeper reasons of why we're doing it. And it says, remind yourself of the positive impact gratitude creates in your life. Again, if you just joined us, this is a special edition of the Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray, publisher of zonaofgenius.com. Started 5 companies, sold 3 companies, and I'm so glad you're joining me on this special edition of the Rundown with Ramon. Hope you've enjoyed it. Before we end today, to go back like we always talk about, be clear on what you really, really, really want to do in life. By the way, that was the end of our gratitude segment, but I want to remind you, as I always in the show, be clear on what you really, really, really want to do in life or in business. Be clear. Have that clarity, because if you're not clear, other people won't be as well. Ask yourself, do you want to be in business? Entrepreneurship is not for everyone. It can be very hard, but ask yourself, do you want to be in business? Understand there's no music or soundtrack in life or business. This is not Shark Tank where there's a commercial break. Sometimes it gets pretty tough. And that's why you need to know, are you hungry enough to get to where you need to be? And finally, not finally, but almost finally, your pricing. Is your pricing set right? Is it priced at a premium, or are you the cheapest vendor on the block? You don't want to be the cheapest, because you'll be going a race to the bottom, as my friend Seth Godin talks about. And then ask yourself, what do you do best? What do you do best better than anybody else? And especially, you can get paid doing it. Once again, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. I'm so glad you're watching today's show. Go out and make a difference today. The world needs you. The world needs you to be thankful, needs you to be grateful, needs you to be appreciative of other people, so that people also will appreciate you. Not so that, but that's the reciprocal effect of life oftentimes. If you have self-doubt, you need to get over that. If you have people who've treated you bad in the past, you need to forgive them and let them go and move forward and get around people who can encourage you. Once again, thanks for watching the Rundown with Ramon.